it's time to start preparing them for next season. In this video, I'll guide you getting your garlic cloves ready for planting from dried bulbs all the way through pre-sprouting, planting and early growth. I've been using this method successfully for around a decade. Dried garlic bulbs, small knife or peeling knife, disposable plastic trays, spray bottle, small dibber or bulb trowel, and watering can. It's now autumn-fall and it's the perfect time to start preparing garlic for planting. These garlic bulbs were harvested last spring and have been stored for about 4 months in a cool, dark area of the garage inside a breathable bag. You can hear that dry, crinkly sound. That's exactly what you want. The bulbs are dry, firm, and there are no signs of rot or skin damage. First, I'm separating each bulb from the braided green tops. Well, tops were once green, but since dried have browned. Today I'm working with 9 bulbs, which should give me roughly 90 to 108 future garlic plants. Carefully separate the bulbs into individual cloves. Gently peel away each clove, making sure not to damage the pointy end, as that's where the green shoots will eventually grow from. Be sure to keep the individual clove skin intact and in good condition. I'm using just my hands here, but you can use a small knife for this process. As I separate the cloves, I'm careful to keep the roots intact, as that's also very important for successful growth. Place each of the cloves close together on a disposable plastic tray with no holes, making sure that the pointy end is facing up and the root end is facing down. The garlic greens will start to grow from that top part. 1 bulb separated, 8 more left. Seems like there are about 14 cloves here. There are some small ones here I will still plant. This is a bit of a long process, especially if you're like me and have a lot of cloves to separate. I will speed things up a little. There are a fair number of cloves here. I wasn't counting them, but I'd say around 100 future garlic plants. A full container here of cloves and a second container to hold the leftover skin and root debris. I will now be pre-sprouting the garlic. Now that the cloves are arranged, give them a light mist of water. This helps to keep them hydrated and encourages the roots to start growing. The goal here is moisture, not to soak. The plastic tray must not have holes, so the small amount of water stays contained at the bottom. Just adjusting the cloves. Make sure the root ends are touching the base of the tray, but be very careful not to let the cloves sit in a pool of water. Garlic is very prone to rot, so never submerge them. Now place the tray of cloves on a windowsill or location where it will get natural sunlight. Lightly mist the cloves with water daily to ensure they stay moist but not overly wet. This pre-sprouting process encourages both root growth and green tops before planting. Just after 5 days, Some cloves are showing signs of early root development. No green tops yet. At 7 days, more roots are forming. And a few cloves are beginning to show small green tops. At 12 days, cloves have substantial roots. Many have green tops. These cloves are measuring from 1 to 4 centimetres, 0.5 to 1.5 inches. It's been nearly a month since we started, and every clove has green growth, all at slightly different heights. Wow, this is a tall one. This pre-sprouting step really sets up the garlic for success. These mini plants also have been conditioned, and it's something I can guarantee after many years of growing. I'm just transferring these cloves into another tray so it will be easy to plant. This step is optional. Some of the roots have started to tangle themselves up. The pre-sprouting process has made the cloves easier to handle and helps them transition more smoothly into the garden. After several weeks of conditioning indoors, the garlic is now ready to go outside. A little while ago, I prepared an empty garlic patch in my main garden bed. Garlic loves well-draining, compost-rich soil, so I sift my compost to remove any large chunks that might interfere with root growth. For planting, I use a handmade small wooden dibber that my husband made. It's perfect for creating holes at consistent depth and spacing. If you don't have a dibber, don't worry, you can use a trowel instead. Twist the dibber in a circular motion and create a hole in the soil. I have left the dibber about halfway down in the soil. It's my little bookmark. I know where I have left off while reaching over for another sprouted clove. Now place the clove inside the hole root side down. Leave the holes open until all cloves are positioned. Try spacing the garlic plants evenly to somewhere around 10 centimeters, 4 inches apart, so that they have room to grow. I generally plant the most conditioned garlic first, the ones with big green sprouts, and then towards the end I find spaces to plant the other small cloves. I'll be planting around 100 cloves, assuming that not every single one will make it to harvest. That's why I always store my largest bulbs from harvest so that they have the energy to go the distance. I plant garlic slightly deeper so the cloves don't dry out near the surface, and I feel they are more protected from frost. As you may be aware, garlic has a long growing season of about 7 months. It will be growing throughout winter. First row of 5 planted, now for the rest. Even the small cloves get planted. I don't want to waste any. If they grow, bonus. If they don't, no loss. Once all the cloves are in the soil, gently cover the holes with surface soil. It's now time to water it in. We usually water once a week, but this depends on the weather. More during dry periods and less if a lot of rain. The soil should never be bone dry or overly wet, as too much moisture can cause rot underground. I've found garlic grows best from autumn through to the end of spring, taking around 7 months to fully mature. This is when the garlic really starts to establish itself. If you'd like to see the full journey, including the final harvest, be sure to watch my other video, Harvesting Our Garlic from Garden to Storage. Thanks so much for joining me on our garlic journey from preparing dried bulbs to early growth. Pre-sprouting takes a bit of patience, but from my experience, I truly believe it makes a big difference in plant strength and consistency. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments if you grow garlic too, or if you're trying it for the very first time. I'll see you in the next video. Jubilant Organic Gardening.